This routine is about helping you feel more supple and mobile, and we're really going to be working on our hips and our lower back to help you have that elasticity when you're in the saddle. To begin with, we want to come down onto our back. We're going to start with our belly breathing. So just have your feet hip width apart and let your knees fall together. Then bring your hands onto your belly. Roll the shoulders down away from your ears. And gently tuck the chin to lengthen the back of the neck. Now focus on those big, deep belly breaths, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Trying to get your breath to fill your belly. Think of 2/3 of your breath going into the belly and 1/3 your rib cage and your chest. When the air travels through your nostrils, it stimulates these hair-like follicles that helps to activate your parasympathetic nervous system. So that's why we want to take these big, deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose and get you into a deep, restful state. Just take a few moments to really watch your breath. Bring yourself into this time. Let go of your day. Just gently bring your knees in towards your chest, give them a hug. Gently think of drawing some circles with your knees in a clockwise direction, just loosening up through the lower back. Just nice little circles, about the size of a small plate. Go 3 more this way. Then go the other direction. Just little wee circles. Just loosening up the back and the hips. 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. Beautiful. Bring your arms out wide. Let your knees drop over to one side. Scissor the legs apart. Then bring the knees into the middle. And go over to the other direction. Take the legs apart. Now if you find that's too much, just let the knees drop down, lift up one leg and just try and take it out so it's a little bit straighter, but it can be bent if you need to. And just bring the legs up and over to the other side. If you need to in the middle, you can rest for support. And then just allow the knees to drop over again. What we're trying to do is just loosen up the lower back with some gentle rocks. Take the legs apart like a scissor, and then in. Allow your eyes to go the same direction as your top leg. I'm going to do 2 more. And all the way over to the other side. And come back into the middle again. Give the knees a hug and a big squeeze. Think of tucking your chin to your chest and really rounding up through your spine to lift yourself up. We're going to curl ourselves up. We're sitting and come around so you're into child's pose. Join the toes together. Sit yourself back so you're coming on to your heels with your knees and reach your hands all the way forward. Now let your head rest down on the floor. Just think of dropping your chest down between your knees to help loosen up the back. And then we're going to lift ourselves up, so we're on all fours. Bring your right hand to your right ear. Think of lifting up and then curling the elbow down to the floor. Inhale, lift up to open up through the chest, and then drop that elbow down. So we're loosening up the upper back to open and drop. Breathe out and lift. Exhale and lower. Way up. Go 2 more. And last one. I'm going to do that on the other side. Bring the elbow to the ear, drop the elbow down, and then lift up and twist through the back. What you'll find is one side feels a little more open than the other. You might find you can twist further and look further behind you. And this is completely normal because we've all got one side that we find things easier with. And so do our horses. But our goal is to find that symmetry and that alignment through both sides of our body. Lift up and down. One more. Beautiful. Then bring yourself down and just sit yourself back into child's pose again. Really think about reaching your hands forward, dropping your head down, letting it rest on the floor, and sitting your weight of the seat bones right back onto your heels. With your left hand, thread that underneath your armpit. Again, just get a nice stretch through the upper back. Think of stretching the other hand all the way forward, but keep your seat bones back far onto your heels. Just feel this open up through the upper back. And come forward again, exhale and drop down. And then go the other direction, reach the hand underneath and sit right back. Go one more on each side, reach forward, drop back and bring that hand underneath. Forward, last one, and back. Beautiful, bring yourself up, so we're coming up onto both of our knees. We're going to step our foot forward. From here I want you to squeeze your bottom right underneath you, and so you're really tucking your pelvis underneath you. We're going to take a big breath in, reach our hands forward, exhale, release. As you reach your hands forward and up, squeeze your bottom and tuck your tail underneath you so you get a really nice stretch and through your hip flexor. So breathe in, get that stretch and lean back into it a little bit. Then exhale, bend the hip and release. Breathe in, lift, tuck your tail, squeeze your bottom, lean back and find that stretch, then come out. Breathe in, stretch, exhale and release. We're going to do 3 more. Take a big stretch, reach up and release. And release. 1 more. And back. Beautiful. Bring your hands down to the floor with this front leg. We're going to sit our seat bones back to get a stretch in through our hamstring here. Keep your foot on the floor as you sit your seat bones back, and think about tucking your chin to your chest as you do this. So we're going to follow that same pulsing movement as before. So breathe in, come forward and release. And breathe out and think of rounding your back, tucking your chin down and getting a nice stretch through your hamstring. And come forward and release. Exhale, come back. Tuck your chin down, round your back, exhale and up. So 2 more. And last one, draw it all the way back. Full and release. We're going to come down and take it over to the other side. Step the other leg forward. Tuck your tail underneath you, so really squeeze your bottom to activate and allow your hip flexor to lengthen. Then we want to lift up, stretch open through the hips and release out. Breathe in, lift. Exhale and release. And down. 3 more. Big stretch. Squeeze the bottom, really open up through the front of the body and lower. And last one, all the way up. We'll let the hands float down in front. Foot stays on the floor. You want to shift your seat bones back until you feel a stretch through your hamstring. Then we want to tuck our nose down towards our knee, round out through the back, exhale and release. If you find it's too much on your knee on the back, you can place a cushion underneath it. Otherwise, tuck in, find that stretch and release. Now 4 more. Try 2 more, using the breath, draw the seat bones back. And last one. Beautiful. Step your back leg forward. I'm going to come around so we're into a squat. Have your feet slightly wider than your hips. You're going to bend over, keeping the stretch in your hamstrings. Allow your fingertips to touch your toes and tuck underneath them. From here we're going to lower down into a squat. Reach the hands up. Exhale, lower back down and lift the seat bones. So only go as low as you feel comfortable with your squat. So if that's just halfway, you can do that here and reach your hands up. Otherwise, lower them down. We want to try and feel that stretch all the way through back behind the knees, up into the seat bones. Let the head drop, the upper body become heavy. Now come down into your squat, either halfway or all the way down. Lift the hands, open up the chest, really pull your hands back. Think of externally rotating your thumbs out. Then bring your hands down, lift the seat bones, and get that nice big stretch through the hamstrings. Let's try 4 more of those. So drop down, turn your thumbs out, squeeze the shoulder blades together. So when you lift your arms up, pull the arms back to squeeze the shoulder blades, draw them back, exhale and lower. 3 more. Drop down, lift up, open. Try look ahead with the eyes. Exhale and down. 2 more. Chest is proud. Lift the chest forward and up and release. And 1 more. Drop down, reach up and down. We're going to bring ourselves down to the floor now, so tuck one leg underneath you. Bring both legs out in front. Bring your hands behind you. And we're going to allow our knees to drop over to one side. Now with this you want to try and make both legs a 90-degree box. We're right back onto our hands here. And then you're going to bring your legs over to the other side, letting them drop down and bring your weight back on your hands. Then lift up and over to the other side. So this here is option number 1. Option number 2 is to be more upright as we lift up and we drop those knees down. And then swing the legs over to the other side. And come up and back. And across and over. Now if you want to try making this a little bit more challenging, we now bring ourselves all the way up so you can release your hands and you're swinging around and dropping the legs down. It's okay if you have to adjust your heels each time and drop. Try and find a rhythm with this. So we're going to do 8. So we've done 2 already. And across. So remember the option, you can be right back here on your hands or lifting up and across. Really opening up and loosening those hips. One more each side. Beautiful. Bring yourself around so you're on all fours. We're going to take our leg and we're going to lift it up, drawing some circles with our knee. So what we're trying to do is have our leg at 90 degrees still, but imagine your knee is drawing a big circle and make that circle as big as you can. Think of going out and around with your knee. Do 3 more this direction. Big as you can. Last one. And now the other direction. Trying to get the biggest circle through your hips. This is really helping to make them feel more mobile and supple. 2 more. Beautiful. Okay, the other side. So make your leg so it's 90 degrees and start drawing big circles. Our hips are involved a lot when we're in the saddle, particularly with sitting trot and a nice big canter. So we want to make sure that they're balanced. Because if one side's tight, that means your pelvis isn't going to be sitting nice and balanced. We want to make sure that we've got that symmetry through our own body, so our horse can have that symmetry as well. One more this direction, and then go the other way. Big circle. Trying to keep that leg at 90 degrees. Then one side here is bound to feel a little bit stickier than the other side. Two more. Beautiful. Bring yourself down. Have a seat. We're going to twist out through our back to open up through our glutes as well. So crossing your leg over top of the other. If you need to, straighten the bottom leg and just allow the other foot to lift up over the top. You want to make sure that both seat bones are anchored on the ground first. So it doesn't matter where your legs are right now, think about your seat bones first and balance them down just like you want in the saddle. Balance square seat bones. Cross the leg over, give the knee a hug, and then lift yourself up really tall, trying to keep your chest in line with your hips to begin with. Then it's like a tug of war. Pull your knee in towards you as you push your knee away and feel that stretch in through your glutes, around through your lower back and up through the side of your leg. So if you want more, you can tuck that leg underneath you, but making sure that both seat bones stay on the ground evenly. Think of lifting up. Try and keep the chest in line with the hips as you have that little tug of war with your knee. Breathe and drop into it. So one more breath. And come over to the other side. So start with the legs straight, both seat bones square, lift up, drop the seat bone down and turn, and then straighten the chest so that you're nice and anchored over that leg. If you want to, bend in the bottom leg, just find the stretch that's right, and then find that little tug of war of a stretch to get deep into those glutes, ITB, and that helps to release through the lower back as well. Just hold for a few moments, close your eyes if you wish, just breathe into it. We're going to do one more thing for our lower back to help loosen it up. Bring yourself around so you're on your belly. You're going to take both hands out nice and wide. Turn towards me. And with your leg that's closest to you, you're going to lift it up and tap it behind you. This is called a scorpion. So our toes pointed. Now you can tap it quite low, or you can try and reach that toe all the way around the corner. And then going to come back to the middle, turn the eyes the other way, lift the toe and try and tap it around you. And then come back. So this is really good for your spine, your lower back, and it also helps to open up the hips. And back. Two more on each side. Stretch it across. Really try and tap that toe as close to your hands as possible, so you're really trying to bring it behind you. And over. Really trying to open up, at the same time making sure you're keeping your other hand on the ground. Let's do one more each side. Loosen up the back. And down. Last one. Beautiful. And come back. We're going to roll ourselves over to our back just to finish off by focusing on our breathing. And letting ourselves really settle in to the mobility that we've created. So bring your hands to your belly. Think of lengthening the back of the neck, tucking the chin. Take those big, deep belly breaths. One of the best things you can do in this moment is to set yourself an intention for either the rest of the day, or if you're doing this in the evening, for tomorrow. What is it that you'd like to achieve today? What is it that you'd like to bring into your day to help you step closer towards your goals? Set yourself that intention of what you'd like to achieve. Glance your vision across how it's going to look today or tomorrow. Then make a promise to yourself that you're going to take the steps you need to make that happen. From there, take a big deep breath in, bring your knees in towards your chest. Give them a good squeeze and a hug. And in your own time, bring yourself up to sitting. Just have your knees relax down, take a big deep breath in, draw your shoulders back, down away from your ears. Take a big deep breath in, exhale, and relax. Hey, I hope you're feeling a little bit more mobile and you can feel that focus that we've put into our hips and our lower back and all the way up into our upper spine as well, to help you feel more elastic and free, so that when you're in the saddle you can move with your horse. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you soon for another one.